On November 24, 1971, a man calling himself Dan Cooper, who was dressed as a normal businessman carrying a suitcase, hijacked a Boeing 727 flying from Portland to Seattle. He demanded $200,000 ransom and parachutes, which he received. It was believed that he was jumped from the plane with the parachute that he received. But what if he never actually jumped from the plane? To this day, the identity of Dan Cooper and what really happened to him remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history. It was a short flight from Portland to Seattle. Dan Cooper, refers as DB Cooper, boarded the plane. Cooper passed a note to the flight attendant by showing her with his opening suitcase with a bomb-like device. Cooper threatened to detonate a bomb, leading to a tense situation on board. The flight attendant immediately notified the captain of the plane. Cooper requested $200,000 ransom and parachutes. Plane landed at Seattle Airport. The rest of the passengers were not aware of the hijack which was taking place. Cooper released all the passengers on the plane, kept all crew members on board except the attendants who helped him on the plane. He requested to refuel the plane, and the exchange of the ransom money and parachutes took place without incident. Cooper requested the pilot to take off the plane to fly to destinations that he instructed. After took off, he instructed the pilot to fly to Mexico City. Pilot refused, as the plane did not have enough fuel to go. They agreed to go to Reno, Nevada. Interestingly, he instructed the pilots to fly at a low altitude and slow speed, which was quite unusual for a hijacking. Air Force jets shadowed the plane, however. They could not maintain such a low speed and had to circle around the hijacked plane. Later, the plane indicated the rear door and stairs have been deployed. Boeing 727 was one of the only commercial planes which has rear stairs. Back in 1971, there was no way to stop the door and stairs to be deployed during flight. Cooper disappeared afterward, which created debates more than 50 years. There is a theory that Cooper may not have actually jumped from the plane as believed. Consider this: no trace of Cooper was ever found on the ground, despite an extensive search by all parties, including FBI agents and volunteers. The wind and weather conditions that night made a successful parachute jump highly unlikely. Cooper's instructions to the pilot suggest he may have had another plan to escape. How could Cooper have gotten off the plane without jumping? He may have hidden in the plane's rear stairwell or cargo hold and disembarked later. Some speculate that Cooper may have had an accomplice on the ground who helped him escape. One intriguing lead involves a man named Kenneth Christensen, who claimed to be Cooper's brother. Christensen was a flight attendant for Northwest Orient Airlines and was unhappy with the company's arrangements, earning only $150 a week. When asked why he chose Northwest Orient Airlines, Cooper stated it was not out of grudge against the airline but rather a personal motive. Interestingly, just 1 year after the hijacking, Christensen purchased a house in cash, a substantial amount given his previous earnings. This raises the question, could the name DB Cooper have been a cover for someone else? Notably, security measures were lax in the 1970s, allowing individuals to carry almost anything on board. But what are the possibilities that Cooper disappeared, using a fake identity? Cooper might have assumed a new identity after the hijacking. With the lax security of the time, he could have easily changed his appearance and blended into a new community. Flight path diversion. Cooper could have manipulated the flight path, allowing him to jump in a less populated area or near a location where he had arranged for assistance, like a vehicle waiting in the woods. Disguising as a crew member. After the plane landed, he could have disguised himself as a crew member, walking off the plane and blending in with the airport staff, utilizing a nearby aircraft. It's possible that Cooper had a plan involving another aircraft. He could have jumped and landed near a small airstrip where a private plane was waiting to whisk him away, and many more. This case has become an enduring mystery that captivates the public imagination. DB Cooper has often been compared to James Bond for his gentlemanly demeanor and style. While Bond was a suave secret agent, Cooper has been viewed as a gentlemanly thief. The twist regarding whether he actually jumped adds another layer of intrigue. What if he hid in the cargo area of the plane instead? While everyone believed he had jumped, the focus on the rest of the plane would be minimal. He could have easily walked away unnoticed if he had a short window of time. If he did jump, evidence like used parachutes would have been collected, but if he had an accomplice waiting for him at a planned airport, the escape would have been much simpler. In 1980, part of the ransom, approximately $5,800, was discovered, raising further questions. Geologists confirmed that the money had been buried for at least 3 years after the hijacking. This leads to speculation. Did Cooper bury the money, or was it dredged there by someone else? And well, despite the FBI officially closing the case in 2016, the true fate of D.B. Cooper remains unsolved. People may not want the truth to be revealed. What are your thoughts on this case? Did he jump or not? Please share your thoughts on the comments. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching News Digest. Stay tuned for more interesting videos.